The Village at Orange, formerly known as the Orange Mall and the Mall of Orange, was a shopping mall located in Orange, California that opened in 1971. If you've clicked onto this video, then you know what today is. It's Monday, Mall Madness. Every Monday I'll be releasing a new video on a defunct or maybe not so defunct mall and its history. Make sure you stick around at the very end of the videos. I'd like to see if you, the viewer, are paying attention. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for my latest mall video, defunct store, occasional throwback Thursday, or soda history. Leave a suggestion about a future video or memories of this mall. Thanks. On August 16th, 1971, the 63-acre, $30 million, 900,000 square foot single-level Orange Mall opened for business. The mall was built around a standalone Sears department store that had opened in 1967. In 1970, plans for a mall to be added to the Sears emerged. The center, on a 63-acre site, would cost around $30 million and would be called the Orange Mall. The developer was Harry Newman Jr., president of Newman Properties in Long Beach and president of the International Council of Shopping Centers. When it was built, it was the first mall in Southern California with carpeting throughout the mall. Alongside the Sears was a Woolworths. The mall opened with a 273,500 square foot Sears and a 167,000 square foot The Broadway. The mall's total size was around 900,000 square feet, with 80 retail stores and parking for 4,700 cars. In 1977, the Woolworths store closed and was replaced by a small JCPenney store. Throughout the 70s and 80s, you might have remembered going to Carl's Jr., Sweats and Surf, Russo's Pet Shop, and there was even a Farrell's across the street. You may have gone to See's Candy to get free suckers or free samples from Hickory Farms. There was also a movie theater behind the mall called Orange Mall 6. There was also a Hallmark and toy stores, and you may have been at the arcade and toy store on the bottom level of Sears. There was also a Cracker Barrel, too. There was also a Whimsy Works at the middle entrance, a La Fiesta Mexican food restaurant, a Parasol restaurant, a Radio Shack, A. Flag Brothers Shoes, A. Kinney's Shoes, a CVS, B. Dalton, Spencer's, Tinderbox, a Richmond Brothers, Nina's, and Red Eyes. If you hung out there, you may have remembered the local guy nicknamed Jesus, who dressed like a throwback to the 18th century and carried on perpetual, seemingly incoherent conversations with himself. He was considered very neat and clean and seemed as though he was reasonably well off, but was clearly unbalanced in some apparently harmless way. The Broadway closed in 1996 due to the chain being purchased by Macy's, and the site was torn down for a Walmart. The center completed a $57 million renovation in 2003. They hope to entice the over 1.6 million people residing in a 10-mile radius of the mall. A Sprouts Farmers Market opened in July of 2009, replacing the Linen and Things store that went out of business as part of the chain's nationwide store closings. As for me, my memories of this mall was getting a pet rabbit at the pet store in 2013. and the Walmart was where we would go shopping at for a number of years. In 2015, the mall had another renovation. Shortly thereafter, the mall was sold to Vestar. The mall appeared to be targeting younger demographic, with the Habit Burger Grill, Buffalo Wild Wings, Noodles & Company, Ulta Beauty, and Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches. JCPenney closed on July 31st, 2017, as part of a plan to close 138 stores nationwide. Sears closed on April 18th, 2021, as part of a plan to close 23 stores nationwide, which left Walmart as the only true traditional anchor left. Sears was the last original anchor at this mall. In 2023, a YouTube channel posted in the comments section that the Village at Orange was going to be closing in January of 2024. Upon reading the actual letter posted to the merchants, I've come to learn that the interior of the mall was going to be closing on January 31st, 2024. So I decided to check out the mall before it closes. This video was actually filmed in September of 2023, even though you now see this in January of 2024. The Walmart now occupies the former Broadway location and is currently the only major mall anchor. At first glance, the mall looks busy and booming, with many notable restaurants and stores such as Buffalo Wild Wings, Red Robin's, Home Goods, Ross Dress for Less, and a new store opening up next to Walmart. When I first walked into the interior of the mall, I was greeted to a hazy cloud inside of the mall and the smell of burgers. Apparently, the Red Robin's vents empty out into the mall, as well as its smoke. The mall itself, inside and outside, looks pretty modern and up to date. Very clean, but what I noticed the most was that the mall was empty of people. I mean, I visited the mall on a Thursday at lunchtime, and you'd think that it would have been teeming with people trying to get lunch or do some of their shopping on their breaks. I stopped to look at the mall directory, and the amount of stores in this mall was limited to just a handful of stores. The mall seemed like it was abandoned, and the amount of vacancies was plenty as I walked down the corridor. In fact, many of the stores had long closed before the January 2024 deadline to vacate the mall. There were some big-name stores in the mall still, although they too was empty of customers. I still remember when this place used to be busy. Although the mall had many name brand stores, there were also quite a bit of stores that I've never heard of. Boomy. The actual interior of the mall is actually small. In fact, you can see one end of the mall from the entrance. I was going in the direction towards the old Sears. The Ross Dress for Less has a mall entrance, as well as an entrance from the empty parking lot outside. The Home Goods has a similar layout. The former Sears is straight ahead. This is where the former Sears was, now blocked off by a partition. A 24-hour fitness occupies a part of the empty Sears building. I exited the mall through a side entrance and ventured outside to see the old Sears building. The old JCPenney building is still visible. In one of the past comments, a viewer mentioned that there was a massive tunnel system under the mall. If you notice, there was an RV parked past the fence. I think they may have been living there. I decided to walk around the outside of the old Sears. Part of the old building is a 24-hour fitness, but I was surprised that Spirit Halloween didn't rent the other part of the building like they did at the Buena Park Mall. On the other side of the Sears was the old Tire and Automotive Center. Another viewer also recounted his memories of this place. And of course, who could forget the iconic early 1970s era Sears? I had gone to this location many times over the years. This is where my brother bought the Sega Genesis in 1990. The exterior is a classic late 60s, early 1970s architecture commonly seen in Southern California. It's sad to see that it's finally closed. I headed back into the mall near the 24-hour fitness side and saw the old Sears Mall entrance sign. Looking from the Sears side, you get a glimpse of just how small this mall is. The center of the mall is pretty cool with a nice ceiling fixture. This mall was like a library though, very quiet. This is where the former JCPenney mall entrance used to be. I walked through this store numerous times. In February of 2023, there was a proposal to redevelop the village at the Orange Mall to include housing along with retail, but that proposal has run into stiff opposition. Residents are voicing concerns about tall residential buildings looming above nearby single-family homes. On September 12th, I guess plans have been approved and they're moving forward with redevelopment of the interior of the mall. They probably are removing it all together like they did at the Eastland Center in West Covina and making it an outdoor shopping center. But as I was leaving the mall, perhaps for the final time, it is really sad to see that many of the shops had already closed. There were stores that had signs indicating that they were going to have a liquidation sale. Sad if you ask me. Many of the stores were massage places, hair salons, and small mom and pop stores. Nothing like what they had in its heyday. After 50 years, the village, also known as the Orange Mall, closed its doors on January 31st, 2024. A proposal was drawn up to demolish approximately 158,700 square feet of the interior mall space, reconstruct and resurface those exposed walls and related work. Demolition began during the spring and summer of 2024. One construction and architectural design company drew up a proposal as to the future of the former mall. On their website, Village at Orange is an inviting mixed-use project located in Orange County. At ground level, pedestrians are greeted with retail shops and dining experiences that activate the walkway. A multi-car dealership showcases luxury cars to community and spans across 2 decks, with a pedestrian bridge to connect the spaces. 2 towers house high-end residential units which overlook the city, as well as spacious pool decks fitted with various lounge seating options and rooftop gardens. Area residents want a Costco. The Sears building has a 90-year lease that doesn't expire until the 2050s and aren't subleasing for whatever reason. It is controlled by the former CEO of Sears. The area being turned into apartments is owned by another set of owners who used builder's remedy to utilize commercial zoning for residential housing with some special conditions because the city did not come up with a housing plan mandated by the state. Likely because of typical NIMBYism, which is increased traffic, eyesore, low-income housing, etc., which is affecting current residents in the area. The Walmart side of the plaza is also owned by a separate owner, and maybe it would be more likely that Walmart is converted to a Sam's Club before Costco ever gets a spot in the city. CVS closed in the spring of 2024, along with Party City. In February of 2025, demolition had been completed and a vast hole exists where the former Interior Mall was located. The former department store locations are still standing, which oddly looks out of place, but at least they've decided to preserve some of the old buildings in the mall. In fact, it would make more sense to make it an outdoor mall like the Block at Orange or a Victoria Gardens type of shopping center. Most of the parking lot around the mall on the other side is made up of people sitting in their car taking a break or an occasional RV using the parking lot as their residence. The last time I visited this mall was in the fall of 2023, right before the mall officially closed in January. To come back a year and a half later is somewhat surreal. It really makes you think about how small the mall really was when you just see an open space. The Sears building is still standing and still looks like something out of the 1960s, ageless and sporting that classic Sears look. Hopefully they will develop the mall into something that everyone will enjoy. Congratulations! You made it this far into the video.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
So let's see how close you were paying attention to my video. So how many anchor stores closed or changed their names at this mall? So if your answer is 4, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. So what do you remember about this mall? Leave a comment or some more details that I may have missed, or maybe even a suggestion for a future mall video you would like to see. Don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions. Thanks for watching.